So how far back? October 8th?
Vill inte stanna, kan inte stanna, vill inte lämna det bakom. Som två unika, vi smälter, blir lika, blir en. Och det går fort, som på ett skenande tåg. Går det för fort, är du mer än jag tål. Jag är feg, jag vet, springer alltid ifrån.
I ran into Warren, or rather Warren was waiting to run into me. Naturally wanted to know what the hell was happened in the parking lot with the Chloe and Nathan show. Once again, I felt like a dick because I should have gotten a hold of Warren to see if he was okay after we just left him in the lot. I do owe him. I only told him a little about what was going on with Nathan. The less he knows, the better for him. I would love to at least tell him about my ability to fucking reverse space and time, but ironically I don't think it's the right time or space. Besides, he would just want to marry me immediately just so he could have his own human time machine. Or capture me for scientific experiments, or make me go to the drive-in with him. Oh, wait, I did say I would go to the drive-in with him. I hope he doesn't make a lame move on me. Not that he would, egomaniac. Warren and I do have a lot in common, but he's like a super cool geek brother. Anyway, I definitely need a movie escape. Before catching the bus out to meet Chloe, I saw Nathan talking to David, which made me nervous. Otherwise, I had a nice soundtrack ride to the Two Whales Diner. Talking about going back in time. I haven't seen the diner in 5 years, but it looks exactly the same. Although now there are way less fishermen and way more dumped food carts than when we were kids. Chloe and I had the best backdrop to play pirate. Old ships and a big ocean. Chloe was late, duh. So I was happy to be distracted by seeing Joyce again. The diner is like a museum piece, except with customers. Better still, the food hasn't changed at all. Joyce seemed really glad to see me again, and she didn't give me a guilt trip for not staying in touch. After William died, she wanted to move forward with a new life and husband. Chloe doesn't want to accept that. Joyce wasn't happy about Chloe getting busted with weed. I really should have stepped up and taken the hit instead of Chloe. I feel bad that Joyce has to defend David for laying the smackdown on his own stepdaughter. William was always so kind and gentle with us. I can't even imagine how Chloe would be if he hadn't died. So much drama and I haven't even finished my breakfast. Finally Chloe showed up, more bubbly than I would have thought after almost getting killed in a bathroom yesterday. It makes me happy to see her smile. But that smile meant trouble, since all she really wanted was for me to show off my rewind power. So I did, and I have to admit, I felt like a total boss. Except I did start feeling weak and woozy the more I rewound. I even got a nosebleed, which kind of freaked me out. Chloe always wants more, so we demanded we go to her top secret lair. She still had to get pissed off at me because I dared to answer Kate's call. I'm really not a fan of Chloe's petulant side. She tried to make me feel like an ass, but screw that. Kate was so happy I answered, I actually felt worse for her. Chloe has to know I can have two friends at once. Just when I thought shit couldn't get crazier. Chloe took me to her secret lair, the city dump. Perfect for Halloween, like where the vehicle and appliance ghosts of Arcadia Bay come to rot and rust. Urban dystopia porn. But instead of taking cool photos, Chloe had me do some silly, kind of fun gun tricks. Until the guy Chloe owes money to showed up. Or until the guy Chloe owes money to showed up. Some skeevy guy named Frank. He demanded Chloe pay him back or else. I was shocked that he wasn't the lone shark I had expected, but I could literally feel his bad vibe. I still can't see how my best friend ended up involved with a loser like him. Things got truly crazy when Frank took Chloe's gun, or should I say David's gun. And now I have to worry about one more lunatic after Chloe, and maybe me. Chloe really flipped out when she saw that Frank was wearing one of Rachel Amber's bracelets. That means we definitely have another suspect. This is so not how I intended to spend my time back in Arcadia Bay. After all that Drama-Rama Volume 33, Chloe and I ended up taking a walk along the tracks deep in the woods. We both needed to hear nothing but the sounds of nature and wildlife. I was shaking inside from our encounter with Frank, and though Chloe fronts tough, I could tell she was shaken too. She told me everything about Frank, which explains why she was trying to blackmail Nathan. It shocks me that the girl I grew up with watching SpongeBob ended up in such a scary orbit. Still, I felt safer with her at my side, and I was glad we had a moment of peace. So it probably wasn't the best idea to lay down on the tracks and wax about life, etc., as Chloe's leg got caught in the rail just as the goddamn train showed up. Of course I was off trying to take a photo for my portfolio, and then I had another quick flash of my tornado vision. I could see it almost feel it tearing the sky apart. My head felt like it was exploding like in that 80s film Scanners. I have no idea what that's about. Just as fast as the vision came in, it disappeared. I may be in denial about what this apocalyptic image means, or doesn't. Then I heard Chloe screaming for help, and I was shitting kittens. Her foot was stuck in the damn rail, and naturally the train was coming around the mountain. I was pretty proud of myself for coming up with a drastic, if not destructive, solution to save Chloe once again. But just in case this journal ever falls into the wrong hands, it's going to remain our BFF secret. So there. Our morning adventure over, Chloe dropped me off back at my campus. She was so sweet and said that this had been the best week of her life, despite everything. That made me feel so awesome. Chloe really sees us like we're taking over the world, blah. But what if I hadn't been able to use my rewind powers to get her off the tracks? Chloe might have to lower her expectations, and so will I. Speaking of expectations, David Madsen talked to me without being a total prick. I wanted to tear him a new one for hitting Chloe, thinking I could rewind if things got out of control, and he didn't seem sufficiently sorry to me. I know Chloe provokes him, but that's no fucking excuse to hit someone, especially a family member. I see that David is sorry and trying out to reach out to me. I know he saw terrible things in combat. I just can't trust him in his paranoid surveillance fetish. Especially with how weird he acts with Kate, like she's a criminal. I mean, I'll give David props for trying to smoke the peace pipe with me, but he still acts like he's at war. Something odd happened, as if everything happening isn't bizarro. But I saw Kate having an intense conversation with Mr. Jefferson, and she ended up practically running away from him in tears. I wish I could have casually asked, "Oh, by the way, what's up with Kate?" Like he would tell me anyway. I know Kate treats Jefferson like he's an apostle or something. So what did he say to make her so upset? Just when I was feeling good about Chloe and me, I walk into Jefferson's class and see Nathan and Victoria actually sitting on my desk. Unreal. Asshole bookends. Oh, Max, you're funny. Kate Marsh almost killed herself. My hands are still shaking, but I have to write this down while I can. Right at the start of Jefferson's class, Jefferson went to the roof of the girls' dorm to jump. Every student and teacher was watching her like it was a Blackwell rooftop concert. I saw her actually jump, but I was just about able to use my rewind to get her back on the roof. I tried harder than I ever did, and somehow I stopped time completely. I made it to the roof, but again my head felt like I was going to blow up. I knew that I couldn't just keep rewinding to save Kate. I had to try and talk her down on my own. She was already in so much pain over the video and all the bullying, so she wasn't going to buy everything I tried to tell her. You see movies with people trying to talk somebody out of suicide, but it's very different when I'm the one doing the talking. I covered everything I could, and Kate almost jumped anyway. Cliché or not, I told her how much her friends and family love her, even if they don't all show it now. Lo and behold, Kate stepped back from the ledge. Alive. I almost cried in her arms. I know this isn't about me. Though I have to admit, it was an amazing feeling to walk arm in arm with Kate from the roof to outside the dorm. Like I said, the whole school and police were watching us almost completely silent. Then I heard what sounded like Logan yelling out, "Give it up for Max!" And everybody started to clap and cheer. Talk about surreal. The people who ignored me or treated me like crap suddenly crushing on me. That might be the strangest thing that's happened to me this insane week. And that made me wonder if Victoria was watching and how she felt about all this. I almost wanted to find her, just to get in her smug face for enabling Kate's suicide attempt. Such cruel bullshit. So to be fair, Victoria wasn't the only one that was responsible. Nathan Prescott seemed to have disappeared, which was probably a good thing. And after all that, I still had to talk to the police and give a statement. It felt so weird to do, since I've seen it in pretty much every police procedural show. I had to lie my ass off when he questioned me about the other students, because I just don't think the police are ever going to find out what happened. Yes, this looks like a job for Supermax. Right. Though of course I do love it when Chloe calls me that. Even if I don't feel that everyday heroic for helping Kate down. Maybe it's wrong for me to think I have to feel anything but grateful that Kate didn't jump. What was really odd was when all the students and faculty staff surrounded me and Kate then started patting our backs and shoulders. Like we were heroes. I wasn't sure how to respond, considering Kate almost threw herself off the roof because of everybody at school. But like I said, I can't blame everybody. And I still don't really know where to point all my fingers. The very best thing was that even though Kate was still in tears and confused, I definitely saw her smile when she realized how happy everybody was that she was still alive. I smiled too. The police and paramedics swooped in, and then Kate was covered with a blanket and gently escorted to the ambulance. They didn't thank me or look at me like I was a hero. I guess they're used to saving people without applause. But if I'm super honest, it felt pretty cool. Like, I got a hug from the whole school. So maybe Blackwell Academy isn't totally bad? It's not enough that Kate is alive, and though I'm not enough of an egomaniac to take the credit, I still had to get the Blackwell 3rd degree from Principal Wells. It was bizarre to be in this tacky office with Nathan Prescott, David Manson, and Mr. Jefferson talking calmly about why Kate would attempt suicide. I am mixing up my words here left and right. Wow, I need to slow down. Alright. I was quiet, but giddy inside, just replaying in my head the moment when Kate stepped toward me with a glimmer of hope in her eyes. Part of me wanted to smash Nathan's smug face against the desk, knowing he had a lot to do with Kate's suicide attempt. I thought about doing it, then flipping a quick rewind, but I knew that would be the start of a bad, dangerous habit. Ain't that the truth? Fortunately, Principal Wells amazingly did the right thing and booted Nathan for a few days, after I told him what happened in the bathroom. He must have more shit on Nathan, because otherwise I doubt this would happen to a Prescott. That's some small justice for Kate. There will be more if it's the last thing I can do. Which it might be if I'm not careful. After being grilled in the principal's den, I hung out with Warren on the lawn so I could feel grass under my feet and watch the fluffy clouds. You were wearing shoes. Whatever. He's such a sweetheart. He kept telling me how proud he was that I stopped Kate from jumping. I don't believe that I did, but I have to say it's better to be treated like a hero at school than like a twee loser. Still, I told Warren that something ominous is happening at Blackwell Academy. Economy? What is wrong with me? Dyslexic bunch. Rachel, Amber, Chloe, and now Kate have all been victims. Not to mention me, if I keep playing amateur detective. I wish I could have let Warren know about my power, but it's not the right time. As if anything is the right time anymore. I love the little sketch she has. I love them. The one with Nathan and the principal, and then the one with Warren and her right there. Just, oh, it's adorable. And to make the day end on the most surreal note possible, the sky went dark and we watched a solar eclipse that was not announced on the news or any astronomy site. What is happening to Arcadia Bay? October 9th. Dear Diary, I have the power to rewind time, and I ended up on a rooftop trying to stop my friend from jumping off while trying to prevent the possible destruction of my hometown. I fell asleep at my desk and woke up reaching out to rewind, or grab Kate. I remember when my journal entries were about which anime character I wanted to be, or my dreams of being a respected globe-hopping photographer, or what me and Chloe would be doing when we were finally adults. Well, at least we know how that turned out so far. Chloe is determined to get to the bottom of what's been going on. So I've been playing What Would Chloe Do? Which means blowing off my Blackwell homework to research everything I can find on Kate Marsh, Rachel Amber, and the esteemed Prescotts. It would be too easy peasy if they were all connected, but at this point, I think the whole town of Arcadia Bay is connected to this crazy shit. I can already see the story on the National Geographic Channel. Mystic, scientific, or the apocalyptic? The Arcadia Bay tornado. Ugh, shudder. Speaking of fear, I still think about Kate and the sadness in her eyes on that roof. I'm so grateful she's alive. I love seeing the students at Blackwell Academy show their support for her with gifts and flowers. Finally. At least I feel better now that Nathan is suspended. It's good he's off campus for a few days. I hope. And like I give a shit if the Prescott family sends a team of lawyers after me. Please. I doubt they would like all the publicity. I doubt their tentacles reach into the rest of Oregon. Well, not yet anyway. And of course, leave it to Chloe to make me sneak out past curfew and demand I meet her in front of the main building in the dead of night. I knew Chloe would be all over investigating the campus after what happened to Kate here. This just makes Chloe more desperate to find out what happened to Rachel, if anything. It's funny that even though I think I can just rewind myself out of trouble, I'm in more trouble now than ever before in my life. If this was a Twilight Zone story, I'd be getting set up for some serious irony. Like I'm going to rewind myself out of existence or something. That's totally something Twilight Zone would do, too. Can I honestly say I'll have this ability for the rest of my life? Are the tornado, the snow, and that eclipse just hallucinations, or are they genuine prophecy? More importantly, is this a curse or a blessing? Chloe is alive and by my side, and that has to be a miracle. Which means there must be a way to stop my vision from coming true. Right? So yes, I broke curfew to hook up with Chloe. She said she had something to show me. Looks like it's time for some serious detective work. Enter the Blackwell Ninjas. Oh god. As I stealthily made my way out of the hall, I passed by Kate's door and saw all the nice messages from other students. Too bad most of Blackwell didn't care when they passed her on the video and bullied her to that roof. Everybody always cares when it's too late. At least Kate will see that people are on her side, finally. I hope I can visit her when all this blows over. Maybe that's not such a good choice of words. Whew. That was a lot to read. So, yeah.